pierwsze oświadczenie.
Well, good evening, and thank you for inviting me. As I hear our earlier speaker, I always find it difficult to follow a legend. But I am mature, so I can do that. Perhaps I should introduce myself briefly and the organization I represent. My name is Bill Meyer. I am a lawyer from Colorado in the United States. I'm a private lawyer. I do primarily civil litigation, what we call commercial litigation in the United States. But for the past 25 years, I've worked as a volunteer pro bono with the American Bar Association on international projects, rule of law projects throughout the world. I started in 1991 and have continued to this day. The ABA is the American Bar Association, we call it ABA. It is the largest membership NGO, I believe, in the world, with about 400,000 members. ABA is a volunteer organization. It's not the licensing bar in the United States. That's done at the state level. So the ABA is a volunteer organization. But the ABA speaks with the voice of the American lawyers. And I've been privileged for over 25 years to go around the world and work with lawyers and judges, law professors throughout the world on various rule of law issues. I'm here today on behalf of one of the centers within the ABA Center for Human Rights, which is, again, devoted to working with lawyers, judges, NGOs, law schools around the world on promoting human rights and supporting the rule of law. So that's who I am. I've learned also after 25 years that it's not my place to come and tell anyone in any of the countries I visited what they should do or what they should not do. I don't know the situation here nearly as well as all of you do. And I'm not proposing to sit here and tell you that you should do this or that you should do that or you shouldn't do something else. That is a decision that must be made by Poles. What I am here to do is listen, because the ABA president in June of this year issued a statement on behalf of the ABA, on behalf of the lawyers in the United States, saying that we are concerned about the situation that has arisen here in Poland, and that we support those among the Polish judiciary, the Polish bar, the Polish NGOs who are working to promote the rule of law. So that's why I'm here. And I hope that through the next few minutes, and I will be here for the rest of the week, that we can continue the dialogue so that I can learn, so that we can learn about the situation, and to the extent we can provide any support, we're hopeful to do so. Let me just take a couple of minutes and talk, if I might, a little bit of a response to the earlier comments. And I agree with everything the professor said. But I come at it from a slightly different perspective as a practicing lawyer. I have clients. Before I got on the airplane to come over here, I worked until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon taking testimony, ran out the door, jumped in a car, ran to the airplane, and flew to Frankfurt from Denver, which is about a 10-hour flight. So I work every day. One of the first things that I was told by a mature lawyer, like I am now, he had gray hair, when I was a young lawyer, is that lawyers are problem solvers. That's what we are. People come to us with problems. If you're a practicing lawyer, that's what you do. You solve problems for people. Whether it's a criminal case, the accused has a problem. A commercial case, a civil case, we solve problems. And so when I go to work with lawyers around the world, they're all trying to solve problems, either for their clients or, in some cases, problems with the system, if the system is unjust or corrupt or in other ways not functioning properly. So that's what lawyers do, we solve problems. And as the professor said, what lawyers have is a toolkit. Every lawyer has a toolkit. It's called laws, procedures, constitutions. In the case of someone from a common law jurisdiction, precedent. And those tools are tools that lawyers can use and should use. So in difficult times, what lawyers can do is use the tools that are available to them. And again, I'm not here to tell you what tools are available, what tools should be used. That's not my position. In fact, I don't have the knowledge sufficient to do that. But that is what lawyers do. We solve problems. And the last thing I would say, and then I'll turn the mic over to the next speaker, is that it's very important that lawyers do their job and do it properly, because for the rule of law to take hold in any country, the man on the street needs to believe that the lawyers are doing precisely that. If the man on the street believes a lawyer is a fixer, someone who knows somebody, knows a judge, can make a phone call and make things happen, they may hire the lawyer, but they don't believe in the rule of law. It's very important that lawyers use the tools the proper way and develop a rule of law mentality in their clients and in the people they deal with. Because the rule of law in any country is not going to be imposed from above. The rule of law is not going to be generated by banks or large corporations. They'll all do fine under any system. It's not a big deal. Where the rule of law really takes hold is when the man or woman on the street believes that they can get a fair shake. You saw in the film today, some people thought they weren't getting a good treatment. But when people think that the system treats them appropriately, even if they lose, particularly if they lose, if they walk away thinking that they had a fair hearing and a fair shake, that's when the rule of law takes hold. And that's where lawyers come in. Lawyers, working both on individual cases and working with the system, set an example for the citizenry about how the system should work and hopefully how it does work. So in difficult times, my thought has always been, do your job, do it well, and prove to society that the system that we all want to see actually works. If that happens, I think ultimately